Here to Baltimore's Cam the Arts, Tom Davis, Rick Dempsey, and now Tippy Martinez. Memories of the '83 World Series championship team. What stood out?
You know, 83 World Series, I think probably the guys we played with. I think all the guys, especially when we lost in '79, and '83 made it more special because we knew we had that kind of ball club. And it finally came to pass, and we were not going to let that one go away.
No, absolutely not.
Especially after '79. But what a great ball club.
Well,
I'll throw it to you, Rick.
You know, Tip, I go back to that whole season. You know, we had 2 7-game losing streaks, and it just didn't seem like we still missed a pace. Everybody kind of put it behind them. The Orioles of today have been able to do that earlier on in the season and came back from that, too. But, you know, we had such a balanced pitching staff with you out there as the left-hander and Sammy to back you up as the right-hander that it was very, very hard for us to get off track at some points in that season.
Well, you know what, Rick, I remember as far as our philosophy, as far as, if anything, Ken Singleton always used to come by with the pitchers. You say, just keep us close, something good will happen.
Yep.
And we stay close, and sure enough, we go ahead and we win the ball game. But it was always just stay close as we can, and something good to always happen. Always happen.
You know, I look back and Tom, we kind of had specialty guys out there, and whenever Tippy came in, I knew that his best pitch was his curveball, and he could set it up with his fastball beautifully. But boy, once we got a chance to lower the hammer on him and call for the curveball, it was such a special thing because it was probably the toughest curveball in all of baseball to hit at that time because it was 12-6. It was big, and he could throw it over. I can remember bases loaded, 3 balls and no strike count on the hitter, game on the line. I called the curveball. You threw it over. I said, oh, this game's over. Curveball, curveball, bam, it was out. Nobody in the history of the game would ever call 3 straight curveballs after you had the bases loaded and had 3 balls and no strikes.
But you know, if you remember, as far as like Earl Weaver, I can remember him coming out. We were in Cleveland. And he came up and he says, he told you, he says, Rick, I don't want you to call a curveball. And for what reason, I have no idea, because that's my best pitch. And sure enough, I went back and looked at the sign. What Rick gave me, gives me a 2 for the curveball. I stepped back and looked in the dugout, and I didn't know what to do. And here he goes, Rick, with the 2 again. And I tell you what, it worked out fantastic. You know, that's what I live by.
Tip, we're always glad to see you. We appreciate you stopping by.
Well, thanks for having me.
One question, is my ring bigger than yours?
Your ring is always bigger than mine.
That's right. And it should...
Both still wearing their championship.